You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney Theme Parks podcast, and this is show number 436 for Sunday, the 11th of November, 2022.
Where dreams begin.
Hello and welcome to this week's Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my jolly good chum Jane Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Hello there, Jane.
Hello there, Michelle. I'm just thinking, by the time this comes out, we'll have actually seen each other in person, won't we?
We are having a Dream Girl meetup that may include something where we're wearing the same outfits.
Not that we're planning it at all, are we?
No.
No.
And not that I did try to plan this for Las Vegas when I'm away just before Christmas and my husband was a party pooper and refused to wear the said Mickey Spirit jersey.
Well, you and I will be wearing our Mickey Spirit jerseys, and hopefully, as Sam will be my taxi driver for the day, he does have a Mandalorian Christmas jumper, so I will persuade him to wear that as well, so we can be all Christmassy together.
Apart from Tom.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's coming yet.
We'll shame him.
Well, I don't know if he's coming, so I don't know. But I thought if Sam's is going to be your taxi driver, could have been maybe wearing a peak cap.
I can't really see him in a peak cap, and I don't have one to hand. So...
Oh, well, never mind.
Christmas list.
Christmas list. That indeed. Well, we have got a bumper of a podcast for you this week with so many things going on around in the world of Disney and that we want to talk about on the lead up to the big special day at the end of December. And the first thing I'd like to bring to the table, and I think that is quite an appropriate topic there, is Disneyland and their meal deal to get parade viewing.
Ooh, what's this one though?
Well, this is the parade dining package at the Plaza Inn, and anyone who's listened to the show before will know Michelle loves eating at the Plaza Inn because ample portions, tasty food, not fussy food either. It's simple, what it says on the tin, good old chick din dins, mashed potatoes, green beans and a bit of a pud to end off the day.
Can't go wrong, really.
You can't, because we all know there's nothing worse than thinking, right, I want to see this parade, it's a Christmas parade, it's going to get me into the spirit, and people start camping out 3 hours in advance.
Well, yeah, understandably, if it's a special occasion and you're only there for a day, you're going to have to do it, aren't you?
Yeah, and when you go into Disneyland, your time is money, so sometimes you can box clever.
Absolutely.
So, eat at the Plaza between 1 o'clock and 3:30. The cost is $40 for adults and $25 for children between the ages of 3 and 9. Plus tax and gratuity. It does sting a little bit if you're taking a 10-year-old. They've got to pay $40, which is expensive in my opinion. But you know, maybe decide to go without the children.
Yeah, they don't need to eat much, do they?
Yeah, just leave them outside, sat on a bench with a box of popcorn. They'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
So when you pay for your meal, you receive a voucher for each guest, so that they can enter the viewing area for the first parade of the day.
Okay.
So if you want to see the parade when it's a little bit darker, hitting dust at Disneyland, this ain't for you.
Right.
But it is for the first one, which is really good. The food here is so good, and I don't think the price point, in my opinion, is too ridiculous.
Well, that was the first thing I was going to say when you mentioned those prices. I was quite surprised at what they were, to be fair, because we're kind of all used to Disney prices being a little bit tad on the high side, aren't we? So I was pleasantly surprised with those prices. But yes, I agree, it's a little bit of a sting when that child age between 3 and 9, because there's not an awful lot of difference between some 9 and 10-year-olds, is they, you know, but hey-ho.
Yeah. So I do know our good friend Marla Chan went the other day to see this on one of her Disneyland trips, and she had an absolute blast. She thought it worked really well. She actually had people though sat near her who actually just wanted the voucher. They didn't want the food.
Well, that seems a bit daft.
Yeah, she said, they didn't order all the meal or anything, but hey ho.
Oh, I suppose it's up to everybody, isn't it? But you know, you're paying your $40, then I would be getting my bang for my $40.
Yeah, but each to their own. Mm-hmm. I suppose it's cheaper than doing the Christmas tour.
Just a tad cheaper, yes.
Yeah, so yeah, go for that. So that's a little bit of Disneyland news from me, Jane.
Mm-hmm.
I now wanted to talk about Run Disney.
Run Disney?
Run Disney. I know it's very rare we talk about Disney.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're not runners, are we, ourselves?
No.
A quick walk, maybe, and that'll be about it.
Yeah. I think I could walk quick enough on a good day when my back's not playing up to keep ahead of the balloon ladies.
Ah, that's the idea, isn't it? Yes, don't get caught by the balloon ladies.
Yeah. Now, Disney's Wine and Dine half marathon weekend just taken place. We know some of our lovely listeners attended. Now, to be able to put on such an amazing event and to have it run seamlessly, Disney rely on volunteers.
Of course, yeah.
And these volunteers in the past have received a day's ticket to use at the theme park.
Very nice, thank you, Disney.
Absolutely, but this year they got a half-day ticket, according to the Orlando Sentinel.
Ah, okay.
And it was a bit of a shock. So each ticket is available from after 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And for some, it was a little bit of a surprise.
Well, I would imagine that a lot of these volunteers do this year in, year out, or event in, event out sort of thing. So, and perhaps one of the enticing factors would be getting that free entry day ticket, wouldn't it? You know, it's a nice little bonus for doing something. I suppose 1 o'clock onwards, you know, if provided you stay in the parks and it's a good day for parks staying open late, you're still going to get a lot of hours. But yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer when previously you've had a full day.
And bear in mind, these races start quite early in the day.
Yeah, it's one of these things by being a volunteer at these events, you know, they're on the feet. It's quite an active physical role. It's not a sit down and just tick people in sort of job, is it? And as like you say, it's kind of what would be classified as unsociable hours to a certain degree.
So the report went on to say that the volunteer organiser, Track Shack, are going to be seeking 1,800 volunteers for the Disney Princess Half Marathon weekend in February. So that is a lot of money for Disney to give out those tickets.
It is, but it's also a lot of jobs that they're not having to pay.
True.
To man that event, isn't it? Because if it's like over a 3 or 4 day weekend, whatever it is, there's a lot of people to staff it. And if they were paying people, I don't know, I suppose you've got to weigh one up against the other.
Yeah, and I imagine those people with the half day or whatever what they used to get in the past, the full day ticket, are still going in the park, and it is very likely they're going to spend money on perhaps food and merchandise and beverages. So, yeah, I imagine it was a bit of a shock.
Yeah, I'm going to say it does seem a little bit, I don't know, a little bit hard going when previously it's been a full day. And like you say, more people in the park, whether they've paid to get in or not, they are going to spend their money inside, at the very least, just keeping themselves hydrated and energy levels up by eating and drinking, even if they're not going to buy merchandise.
True. And while we're on the same topic of price rises, Disneyland Paris has announced some price changes with regards to their table service restaurants. And these are the restaurants where it is a set fee. So you would get 2 courses, or you would get 3 courses, etc. Or it's perhaps a buffet. So we are looking at the Auberge de Cendrillon has increased, and these prices are in euros, €79 to 95.
That's a big jump, isn't it?
$16.
Yeah, I don't know what it works out percentage-wise, but even I know that's it's, you know, most times when food stuff is increased, it's depending on what it is. It's normally by $1 or so, isn't it, or euro, whatever. But 16, that seems quite. I don't say excessive. I'm going to use the word excessive.
Having never eaten at Auberge de Cendrillon, I can't really comment. It is the high-end menu option for people to go to. It's also involving characters. It's quite prestigious. The food is incredibly French cuisine at its best because you've got things on the menu. You've got an amuse-bouche, you have got a duck, pear and chestnut pâté en croûte with fig and a mustard chutney. Your mains, you're looking at a beef casserole in red wine, a pan-fried turbot, supreme of chicken, or a vegan option of pea and herb finger. Those meats, beef, turbot and chicken, they ain't cheap, particularly a cut of turbot or the beef. Very expensive items. So €95, I don't think we'll see Michelle eating in there.
No, I don't think I'll be joining you either. I suppose, there's a knock-on effect here of Paris have always been very reasonable with some of their prices. And then obviously at the moment we've got lots of inflation related price increases across, everything from your food to your staffing to your transport. So it's obviously just going to have to take an effect somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah. Waltz has increased as well, so the meal that Caroline and I enjoyed earlier on this year has now shot up from €42 to 55.
Another big jump.
Another big jump. And it seems to me that a lot of those restaurants around that same sort of standard have gone from 42 to 55 because you also have the price increase at Chez Remy at the same level. The Silver Spur and Captain Jack's are now all €45.
Right.
We've got the Manhattan, which is in the Hotel New York, which is the buffet there. That's gone up to 55. So we are seeing a big increase over at Paris with regards to the table service options. Again, how France works is very different to how the American parks works, because in France it is typical to luxuriate over a meal, spread it over 2 hours, definitely including the wine packages as well, which if you go, for example, at Waltz is an extra €20 for the wine that goes with the meal. So it is getting a little bit steeper. I'd have to think quite hard whether I want to go for €55. Admittedly, it is for a 3-course meal, but yeah, prices are shocking.
It is. I mean, I was just going to say to you, Sean, knowing that you have eaten at Waltz before and enjoyed your meal at Waltz, whether or not that price hike would be enough to put you off going in the future, or whether you think the quality and the location, etc., would be, worth that, paying that extra for it or not.
I think for me at Disneyland Paris, I pretty much now am done with the table services. Basically because it's nice to go and experience them, particularly Chez Remy, because I love the environment.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It's getting to that price point now that it just does not have the value for me. So I will be probably nipping down to the Disney Village, partaking in a nice, lovely salad from those good old Earl of Sandwich people.
I just knew what you were going to say then, Michelle.
You knew it before I even said it, Jane.
Yeah, you can't beat the Earl of Sandwich.
We know earlier I was mentioning the plaza. I've just forgot. I pulled up this information and I forgot to mention it, Jane. It's that they are...
What are you forgetting now?
Offering a New Year's Eve fireworks dining package there.
Oh.
So this is only at Disneyland, obviously, over in California.
Yeah.
I have been to Disneyland on New Year's Eve. Yes, I am the cray-cray person. And, oh my word, it is completely nuts to be able to see the parade. Literally, I have been walking up Main Street as the park opened, and there are people there spreading out towels and blankets and plotting for where they're going to sit, and they're going to stay there and reserve this seating for their family. And I've seen people being rotated throughout the day on these sort of blankets.
Wowzers.
So when I saw that New Year's Eve package is available at the plaza, I thought, ooh, what does this entail?
I was going to say, what are we getting for our money, and how much money are we going to have to part with?
Well, for the adult meal, you are getting a holiday cheese ball, because nothing says New Year's Eve other than a cheese ball. Which I think is a very American thing, because I know quite a lot when it's Thanksgiving, Tommy sends me pictures over of what his family's having, and it is his dish. He always makes a cheese wheel or cheese ball, which is like a soft cheese, and then it's got some sort of seasoning in it, and then he covers it in walnuts.
Oh, okay.
Very nice to go with some crackers, I imagine.
Mmm.
Then you're going to have a roasted tri-tip with chimichurri sauce, so a little bit of spice there, sautéed shrimp, herb mashed potato, winter vegetables, and a chocolate raspberry bar dessert.
Ooh, chocolate and raspberry. Mmm.
All meals are served with a honey citrus pear lemonade, which is their speciality beverage, or a choice of fountain beverages, Dasani water, juices, low-fat milk, tea or coffee. Notice that the milk does not get mentioned with the tea, because I'm a British person in Disneyland and I don't just want tea, I want milk with my tea. Thank you very much.
I can't comment because I drink my tea black now.
Oh, you weird freaky keto girl. All seating is going to be outdoors, so you are going to get a seat to be able to enjoy.
Nice.
It's provided in the viewing area over by the Plaza Inn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One admission will receive a lanyard for the New Year's Eve fireworks.
Oh, nice.
Each person in the party must purchase the dining package to get access.
Mm.
Same day admission. Well, it's New Year's Eve. You're not going to come back the next day, are you?
I wouldn't have thought so, no.
And once you pay for your meal, you get your voucher. You have to arrive between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m, depending on what time you get. And then you will have your little seat to be able to see the fireworks spectacular.
Sounds good.
It does sound good. Do you want to guess the prize?
Not really, no.
Oh,
Because
go on, June.
it's New Year's Eve. It's not going to be $40, is it? Please tell me it's more than $40.
It's more than $40.
Oh, Michelle's brain is working. Some calculation is happening.
No. It is more than $40. It's $125 per adult.
You know what? I was going to say, shall I just go up in increments and see how long it takes me to get to the actual price? I think it would have taken me a long while.
$125 per adult for New Year's Eve, $100 per child aged 3 to 9. And you have to also have theme park admission.
Yeah, not quite the $40 value, is it?
No, but having been there on New Year's Eve, I do see that, okay, you've probably got, $40 value with the meal. So you're really paying for the ability to be able to see the fireworks and to be sat down. And sometimes when you know how crowded it's going to be in Disneyland on New Year's Eve, that might be a nice way to have a group of friends and really celebrate the season.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I think this, as nice as the food is going to be, you ain't paying for the food on this particular occasion. You're paying for the luxury of getting that seat and not having to worry and not have to camp out and etc. etc.
Yeah, and just bear in mind, if you are going ahead with this, the food is served in an outdoor dining area. So the table you get is the table you're having all night. So wrap up warm. Don't do what Michelle did. Went New Year's Eve, ended up having to buy a coat. It was so cold. And I'm from the UK, cold even.
I'm going to say, layers would be the word of the day, I think.
Absolutely word of the day there, Jane. 100%. So let's talk a little bit now. Let's move on to something that we posted on our Disney Dream Girls podcast family page. And it's with regards to Crimble. And it's with regards to what we are doing on the run up to the big day to get all festive and seasonal to watch the Disney Christmas movies. And we have had that year in, year out debate. And she just had to go there, did Vicky? She just had to. She was the first to post, and she did go there. She said that her favourite Christmas movie was Die Hard, because it's now on Disney Plus. So it is now a Disney movie, and because it's set at Christmas, it's a Disney Christmas movie.
Oh, you see, we have this debate every year in our household because it's just because a movie's set at Christmas doesn't make it a Christmas movie. I know you're going to differ from my opinion, but I'm just saying. This goes along with the likes of Gremlins. I always get told Gremlins is a Christmas movie. It's not. It's just set at Christmas.
Nah, sorry, I disagree. I'm not in Camp Jane. And I watch Die Hard every year at Christmas.
We can't always agree on everything, can we, Michelle?
True. And the thing is, you are entitled to your opinion, and me and Vicky are entitled to ours.
Absolutely.
Yippee-ki-yay, something.
Yeah, we'll
Keep
stop
it
there.
clean. One of the most popular movies that is, I imagine, beloved by all Disney fans, Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah, I think it's a given, isn't it?
Yeah. I was watching, or should I say, I was listening to a podcast the other day. It's a history podcast. And it was talking about Charles Dickens and his career. And they had experts about Charles Dickens and talking about how we sort of used his name to turn it into an adjective because we no longer just have a Christmas, we have a Dickensian Christmas. And it is an incredibly interesting show. So if you want to listen to this, it is in iPlayer. You will be able to find it just by having a little look on the BBC section of You're Dead to Me, and it is the one Christmas with Charles Dickens, and it does bring in a lot of elements that I didn't know about Charles Dickens, and I'm going to share one, Jane.
Go on then.
He didn't really make the money he was expecting on his book, The Christmas Carol.
Yeah, well, it's kind of one of these things that, like, a lot of art and literature often makes the money long after the author or the artist are no longer with us, isn't it?
Absolutely. He was expecting to make £1,000, which back then, absolute fortune. I think he ended up making about £230 on the first run. And the reason it was so low is the print quality and the quality of the papers and the packaging on it all was so high. But also this other company decided to reprint his book and sell it a lot cheaper, so he then took them to court to stop them and lost a lot of money on legal fees. So yeah, take a listen.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, one Christmas Carol I do love as a Christmassy movie production theatre, whatever. I have got the book, I have read the book, and I do kind of like all the different incarnations. So as much as I love the Muppet Christmas Carol, I do love Mickey's Christmas Carol as well. So, yeah. And I was only at our local cinema a weekend or so ago watching a cinema presentation of a stage production of A Christmas Carol that was filmed last year in London and is now doing the rounds, going around various cinemas. And that was really interesting to watch a stage production, but from the comfort of a cinema.
Martin Mason says, light the lamp, not the rat, which, you know, the comedic element is great. Lots of people mention the Santa Claus. It's on Disney Plus. Lots of different versions of the Christmas Carol, as you mentioned, that Disney have brought out. And we can always guarantee if I ask for a question to be answered by Stephen Klamowska, he puts together an essay. And he has put forward an essay, and I'm not going to read through it, but if you are on our podcast family page, just have a little look. It goes on for days and days. Tracy Farley mentions It's a Wonderful Life, which is classic.
Have to watch, yeah.
We have also got Home Alone, not technically Disney, but it's on Disney Plus by the way of Fox, so can now be classed as that. Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas Special, David Maruka, we mentioned that last week.
Yeah, really good. Worth a watch.
Yeah. So I thought I'd have a little look at what the aficionados rank as their top 10 of Christmas Disney movies. And we can give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
It's going to be interesting.
And I think we'll go in that age-old adage of counting 10 to 1. Like Top of the Pops.
Can we play the music now, Michelle? I want the music.
The Pops. I know.
You know, I can't,
Americans will have no clue what we're talking about. I'm really sorry.
No, sorry.
Number 10.
Yes.
I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Okay. I'm not sure I know that one.
I am not familiar. It is a 1998 film. I've not watched it. I have no idea. If anyone has seen it and can explain anything about it, please let us know. Number 9, and this was a newbie from 2 years ago, Noel.
Yeah, I think Molly might have watched that, but I don't think I actually watched it all the way through.
Oh, no, you need to watch it.
Oh, is it good?
I really enjoyed it. It just has all the Christmas feels. That's number 9. Number 8 is Mickey's Christmas Carol, the animated version,
Lovely.
1983, and wow.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's got lots of hidden Mickeys in it as well. Well,
Yeah.
it's got lots of big Mickeys in it as well. Number 7, going back to 2017, Olaf's Frozen Adventure.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Let It Go. Number 6. Now, this is in the same camp, in my opinion, as Die Hard. So some people might have a problem with this.
Okay.
Lady and the Tramp.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't spring to mind as being a Christmas movie, personally.
Yeah. But if you know your Disney, and you'll recall from when we spoke many moons ago now to the wonderful Jim Carcass about the story of Walt buying Lillian the puppy, and that fits into the Christmas theme of Lady and the Tramp with the puppy. But 1955, same year as Disneyland opening,
Wow, of course, yeah.
going back in time. This is one I know that you love, Jane. 2009's animated short, Prep and Landing.
Love Prep and Landing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And now we can
cute.
see it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, yeah.
Number 4, going back in time to 1994, The Santa Claus.
Yay. And
Much
can I
beloved.
just say, watch the Santa Clauses. Really enjoying that on Disney Plus at the moment.
Number 3, and this surprised me, Jane, the 1992 version, The Muppets Christmas Carol.
You thought that was going to be number 1 then?
I did. I'm really surprised.
I'm interested now as to what is number 1.
Well, number 2 is the version of A Christmas Carol I didn't particularly take to, and maybe it's because if it's that sort of way it's been put together. Disney's A Christmas Carol 2009.
Right, is that the Robert Zemeckis?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Uncanny Valley area we're getting into, aren't we, with that?
Yeah, and you've got Jim Carrey voicing Scrooge, and it is a bit scary. So, it is rated PG, but for littlies, that can be quite dark. You going to guess what's number 1?
I can't think now. No,
I think
'cause
you should be able to, Jane.
Oh, it's going to be something obvious, isn't it? I would have gone with Muppets, so I don't know.
Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas, 1993. The Pumpkin King.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised in some respects. I thought it might have been in the top 10, to be fair, but I was a little bit surprised it's up there as number 1.
Yeah. Well, it is.
I've not watched it this year. That's the most not like me at all.
Do you know, I watched it for Halloween, and I think I need to watch it again for Christmas, but maybe that's one for the Christmas holidays.
Maybe, yeah.
But hey-ho. So, guys, that is basically our show for this week with a little bit of Disney musings. Jane and I are going to hop on over to Patreon to do yet another December bonus show for our wonderful Patreon supporters. So, if you do want to find out more, it's patreon.com/Disney Dream Girls. You can also find out info on our happenings, what we're getting up to on Twitter and Instagram at DisDreamGirls. You can also go over to our Disney Dream Girls podcast family on Facebook. And there's also our website, DisneyDreamGirls.com. But until next time, and I'm not quite sure when that might be, it's a goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.